5 ways to improve your pull-ups. Watch this.
Let's go.
Hey there, this is Coach Chris Wilson here in the Criticalbench compound, and I'm at the squat rack, and I'm not doing squats today though. As you very well know, you've clicked on this video because it's 5 methods to help improve your pull-ups. And if you're an older guy over 40, or a guy who's just maybe a bigger guy and you've never had much success with pull-ups, you know, pull-ups are great and they're easy and they're fun when you're younger and you're a little lighter and maybe, you don't do them for a while and then you go back to try them and wow, they got hard. Well, yeah, because you're working with a very high percentage of your own body weight. And it's just not an easy exercise if you've taken any kind of time off from it. So I have 5 these are great in and of themselves. They're great exercises to incorporate into a workout. So these 5 methods, you could take one of them or 2 of them even and put them into a workout and just have a great workout. But these are just like strategies to help you improve your ability to do pull-ups in the first place. So if you put some time and effort into trying some of these, you will see your regular traditional pull-ups get better. I promise you that. Now, my first one is using this barbell. So it's not really a pull-up at all. It's called an inverted row. And you've probably seen this exercise before on this channel if you've watched any of our previous videos. This is one of my favorites. There's some plane activity here today, but we're just going to go ahead and ignore it because I'm not going to let the plane going overhead every 5 seconds. We're right near the airport, so the Coast Guard's always running planes. So this first move, inverted row, is an exercise I've done a lot in previous video content here at Criticalbench. So you want to make sure that the bar height is about hip height, first of all. So you don't want the bar mounted up here, like at your ab area, and you don't want it too low, like down at your knees. So the sweet spot's kind of like right at your hips. And then you know you're going to be able to hang underneath the bar true, but you're also going to have the angle that you want. So what you're trying to accomplish here is you're pulling your body weight up, much like a pull-up, only now I've reduced my body weight immensely because my feet are on the ground. But you can also manipulate how much of your body weight you're pulling. So if you stay really long, so my legs are straight with my heels on the ground, this is about as hard as I can make this exercise. My body's just off the ground and I'm pulling up towards the bar, just like that. Now, if I bend my knees and bring my heels in a little bit, now I've brought my feet in and I've reduced my weight. I have a little bit more of an advantage here at pulling my body to the bar. And then if I really bring my feet in, now I have a lot of weight bearing on my legs, and now I can really rep it out high, just like this. But my point for this, and your approach should be experiment a little bit. Try a few of the harder ones. Maybe do 1 or 2 sets with your legs fully extended. Then bend your knees a little bit. Try another set or 2 like that. And then your 3rd set should be maybe really maximizing your rep work there. Try to just get as many reps as you can with your knees bent at almost like 90 degrees. Trying to pull the chest to the bar. So you'll notice when I'm hanging underneath this bar, when I pull up, I'm really trying to elevate that chest. Reach your chest out at the bar. That's your focal point. That's the contact you want to make. Much like when you're doing pull-ups, you're trying to chin the bar or put the chin over the top of the bar when you're doing pull-ups or chin-ups. So that's the idea. With inverted rows, meet the chest to the bar, get that full arm extension, and then pull it all the way back up, all right? And then play with where your feet are at. Whether your legs are straight, knees are a little bit bent, knees are a lot bent. And work in different rep ranges there and do multiple sets. Have fun with it. So that would be exercise number 1. Now, before we get to exercise number 2, I want to make you aware of a special free report for you guys over 40 years old. Everything about you that makes you manly, most of it, is coming from your number one man-making hormone, your testosterone. And testosterone becomes harder and harder and harder to hold on to, so to speak, as we age. As we age, we just slowly decline in terms of our testosterone level. If you don't know what your level is, I encourage you to go get that checked. You can do it. There's clinics in every city, probably in the country just about, where you can go and find out where you're at. Because if you don't feel great, if your energy stinks, if the gains are really hard, if you're just not feeling yourself, then it could be largely attributed to your hormone levels, and number one, your testosterone. So if you want to find out what some of these testosterone killers are, go to the special report below this video. It's in the pinned comments, 7 worst testosterone killers. You can download that report free right now and find out a little bit more about your testosterone, which is so very important for us men. So let's get back to the exercises. So you've seen my inverted row exercise. Now what I'm going to show you is an exercise that I just call a dead hang. So I'm inside the squat rack right now. One of the things that people struggle with, men especially, as we get older and heavier, is just holding ourselves up on a bar and just holding for time. And that's what a dead hang is. It's a great exercise to stimulate the upper body muscles, the gripping muscles, the shoulders, the upper back, and just to let the body know what it feels like just to hold all of your body weight hanging from a bar. So you can take any hand position. I really don't mind. We have this cool multi-grip station here. We also just have a straight bar. Any grip's fine, play with that. You might find one that feels more comfortable for you, that's fine. I kind of like this one here, it's kind of angled. This feels really good. Or I like going out here in this wide grip. Now see, this would be like hanging without any real effort put into it. And then this is hanging with my shoulder blades pinching together, okay? So now this is a much stronger position to maintain versus this where I'm like almost choking myself out. So what you wanna do is pinch those shoulder blades together and really hold yourself here in a nice strong position for extended periods of time. I recommend trying to do sets of 1 minute. So if you're really bad at it, you'll know right away, like 20 seconds is hard. If 20 seconds is hard, you have a lot of work ahead of you. But you want to be able to just breathe easy, good grip on the bar, holding yourself up in this posture, and just hanging nice and still. And this is just actually really beneficial. Now, after you do that, again, you could do it for sets. You could do sets of 20 seconds, sets of 30 seconds. You could do sets of 45 or sets of 60 seconds. I think a good measurement of being in fairly good health, or at least being able to handle your own body weight pretty well, is anything over 60 seconds is pretty good. You're on your way to success, and you'll probably be better at doing pull-ups down the road because you're gonna be able to hold yourself for longer periods of time. A lot of time, people will be able to do one set of pull-ups and then they're gassed. They got like nothing left in the tank after their one set, all-out effort. And they have like no more reps on set number 2, and their grip starts to fail them. So this is a great exercise and translates into being better in other lifts, like your deadlifts, anything where you're having to grip and hold weight, shrugs for extended periods of time. The dead hang is great. Try to work at doing, working up to 60 seconds on that exercise. I think you'll like that. Now, the next thing, movement number 3. This is doing negatives, working where you're stronger, okay? All of us are stronger on the negative or eccentric motion of an exercise. When our muscle is fully contracted and then we're like slowly releasing the muscle, okay? We're stronger there because we're kind of got that max contraction going with the muscle, and then we're slowly releasing back to, you know, so like a negative of a bench press would be when you're holding the weight at the top and you're slowly lowering the weight to your chest. You're actually stronger on that downward movement of the lift than on the press itself, just like a pull-up. So you might not be as strong with the pulling motion, but the coming back to the starting position can be very strong for you. So focus your efforts where you're stronger. So I have a box here, so I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna take whatever grip that I want here. I could be out wide, I could be here, it doesn't really matter for this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that I get into that finished position of the pull-up. So my chin is over the bar, and then I'm gonna lower myself down in like a 6 to 8 count. Ready? So I'm gonna go up, and I'm gonna slowly lower myself, counting in my head, slowly lowering myself down. Until I get all the way down, and then repeat. I can even go different grips. So I'm chin in the bar, and then I'm slowly lowering myself down. All the way, okay? One more time, I'll go inside grip. So I'm working my body, and you don't have to do a lot of those. You could do like sets of, I would say, like probably 5 or 6 reps. And each one is somewhere like 6 to 8 seconds. Really try to hold yourself and lower yourself down under control. Don't try to take too much time between reps. You can take your rest after you've done a set of 5 or 6 reps. Hop right back up and repeat, okay? So I recommend having a box, something that's high that pretty much puts you into that position without too much effort, so you can really focus all of your time and energy on the negative or eccentric part of the pull-up, okay? So great exercise, a great technique. And again, that by itself is an exercise. You could just do, I'm gonna do 3 sets of like negatives, 5 rep sets. And that is your back exercise for the day, let's say. If you're doing like a push-pull workout and you want to do a few pressing exercises and a few pulling, that would classify as one of your pulling exercises. And I'm telling you, if you get really good at that, where maybe you're doing more reps or taking longer, maybe you're counting to 10 seconds on the way down, you're gonna start to feel that difference, and that translates over very nicely to how standard pull-ups feel for you, okay? So the 4th way to improve your pull-ups is by implementing ladder technique in your training. Ladders are fantastic for if you want to get better at kettlebells, if you want to get better at just about any lift or exercise, do a ladder. It can be a descending ladder, it can be an ascending ladder, or it can be an ascending and descending ladder. I remember doing a lot of ascending and descending ladders with my pull-ups. And again, for guys who are, I'm well over 200 pounds, I'm 45 years old. Pull-ups for me now are not like they once were. You just do sets of 10 or 12 without even thinking about it. Now it takes a lot more effort. I got a lot more weight to pull around. And so I love doing ladders because I can work with kind of shorter or smaller reps, but still end up with a nice number of reps at the end of the day. So a ladder, let me flip my box up. A ladder would look something like this. I'll show you like a nice quick version of a ladder, okay? So I'm starting my set. I'm ready to go. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna do a one, let's just do like I'll do a mini ladder, a 1 to 3 to 1, okay? So I'm hanging and rest. There's my 1 rep. Now your rest periods, those are on you. I would suggest probably limiting those rest periods. You definitely don't need like a full minute rest. I would keep those rest periods to maybe 10 to 20 seconds or so, maybe 30 seconds max. Now I do my set of 2. So I'm hanging here. 1, 2. So I just did 1 rep, rest. 2 reps, rest. What do you think comes next? So now I'm gonna do 3 reps, and then I'm gonna rest. Same hand position. Good. Now I'm resting. So I just did 1 rep, 2 rep, 3 rep. I'm resting. Now I'm gonna go back to 2 and then finish with 1. Okay, and that's my set. Relax. And notice I'm trying to chin the bar. I'm trying to get that chin up over the bar for every rep that I do, so I feel like it was a complete rep. Now I just got to do one more rep. And done. So I just did 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. How many pull-ups is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9 pull-ups. But it went fairly quick. Now you might say, well, I can't really do 9 pull-ups at once. Well, yeah, a lot of bigger guys, especially if we're getting older, 9 pull-ups might be, if you're doing them right, might be too much for you. But if you do them like a ladder method like that, you can do a fair amount of pull-ups in a pretty short period of time. You're just giving your body that little bit of break in between each rep, making each rep a little bit cleaner. And it's great. I love that technique. You could do so that's like a mini ladder, right? 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. And then I could take like a couple minutes rest there, and then I could repeat and do that same ladder again. I could do that 3 times. That gives me 27 reps in a pretty short period of time versus trying to do like 3 sets of 10 or something. Maybe the first set you get like 8 or 9, maybe, if you're good, decent. And the second set, you're already like feeling like you can hardly get 7. And the third set, you feel like you're barely even getting 5. So you still, you're not getting the numbers that you want. So, but if you do it this way, it's a little bit more strategic, so to speak, and you're getting your reps in. And that's what's great. The volume will work in your favor over time. It's that compound interest effect. The more reps you have behind you, the better you're going to just be at getting more reps in a single workout. So just keep leveling up and experiment with different ways to do ladders. You could start with a high number and just work down to 1. You could start at 1 up to 5 back to 1. That was kind of my rep scheme for a while, 1 to 5 back to 1. I love doing it that way. Now, there's also a way with a band to improve, and you've probably used this method before. This is my 5th one. You could do ladders with a band, which is another great way. So now you're blending a couple of these methods together. So that's a really good option too. So band pull-ups are that's probably my go-to way of doing pull-ups. I love doing just pull-ups without any assistance at all, but I really like, on days where I feel like I really want to get some numbers, if I want to feel like I can really get 40 or 50 pull-ups, I'll do this band. Good, so you just loop a knee in there. This band is a power band, strength band, whatever you want to call it, and it's got a fair amount of tension to it, but it's not doing all the work for me, it's just giving me enough of a boost. Find the grip you want. I'll go with this grip here, and then just nice and easy. Nice stretch. So I'm working, but I'm not like killing myself to get these reps. It's like I have a built-in spotter. And rest. So you get whatever numbers. I mean, with the band, you can really work up higher, like I said, with your reps. So really push yourself on that. And then if you have different bands like we have, you could start with an easy band and then work up to a harder band as you fatigue and the pull-ups get harder. Go to a thicker band that's giving you more support, more of a spot. Okay, so this is a great option, and it's a little bit more consistent than like a manual spotter. If you have a friend or somebody that works out with you, that's fun too. But I like this because it's the same amount of tension on every rep, and I still feel like I'm doing the exercise myself, even though I have a nice little bit of support. So love doing that one. I love doing all of these, and I really encourage you, maybe there's 1 or 2 of those you like the most and you want to stick to them, but try them all out. They will make you better at doing your pull-ups, especially as you get a little older, a little bit heavier, a little bit bigger, whatever it is, and you want to get back to doing pull-ups more regularly. these methods will definitely get you there. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out that 7 Worst Testosterone Killers free report in the pinned comment below. If you're a man over 40, there's some information in there you're really gonna wanna read, and it's free. Also, be sure to give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment or question. I'd love to hear from you, and subscribe to the Criticalbench YouTube channel for more videos just like this. I'll see you soon.